What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back with the first Prismatic Evolutions deck video, and I figured what better way to show it off than to get all of the big Pokemon coming out from this set, or at least the ones that I think are the most playable, in just one deck for you. So to start it off, it is going to be predominantly a Flareon EX deck. I think this might be the most playable out of any of the evolutions coming out. With the Burning Charge attack, you do 130 damage and search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, attaching them to one of your Pokemon and then shuffling your deck. So you can get some good damage down while setting up a benched attacker, and with the Carnelian attack, you can swing for 280 damage, and then the next turn this Pokemon can't attack, but you're taking down any V-Stars. You can almost take down any Stage 2 EXs. When you pair it with Max Belt, now the world is your oyster. The world is in the palm of your hand. Now you can take down any Pokemon you want. So you can swing for some massive Okos with Flareon EX. We are pairing that with Jolteon EX. With the Flashing Spear attack, you do 60 damage plus 90 more damage for each energy you discard from your benched Pokemon, and you can discard up to 2 energy. So you can swing for a maximum of 240 damage with Flashing Spear. With the Dravite attack, you're also swinging 280, and yes, you can attack, but this one has a free retreat. So if you use 280 on Jolteon, you can then retreat into a Flareon and then set up your bench again by using the top attack, Burning Charge. So you've got a phenomenal combo that way. For the engine for the deck, I'm pairing it with Radiant Greninja as well as Noctowl, since we are playing a solid amount of Tera Pokemon as well. To make sure we are evolving consistently into our Flareons and Jolteons, I am playing 3 different Eevees. I am playing one with Resonant Evolution, where I can evolve the turn I play it. So if I go second and I get this Eevee down and I can somehow pull off a turn 1 attack, if I get the perfect setup, well, that would be pretty sweet. I'm also playing 3 of the boosted evolution Eevees, where as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can evolve it on the first turn or the turn you play it. So, you know, between the 2 Eevees, I can, oh wait, no, actually I did that, this is the Eevee that I need to evolve quickly. I messed it up. I knew I was going to mess it up. There's too many Eevees. This Eevee, when you play a Pokemon from your hand to evolve another Eevee, you can get a second Eevee evolved. So, excuse me, that's what I meant to explain. This is the one you need to evolve on the first turn, and then if this guy's on your bench, you can evolve into it. So if you could set up the perfect turn to attack with Burning Charge, evolving this one, you can then set up a Jolteon or a second Flareon, depending on what deck you're playing against and what you might need. And with the popularity of Archaladin, I figure, you know, getting 2 Flareons set up on your first turn might be kind of nuts and protect you from some KOs, because they swing to 220 damage and we have 270 damage. So I apologize for the little mix-up. There's too many Eevees, and I still didn't even cover Eevee EX. With the Rainbow DNA ability, you can put any Pokemon EX that evolves onto this Eevee from, you know, to it. So normally you don't evolve EX to EX, but this Eevee actually allows you to. So as long as I have Jolteon or Flareon EX, I can evolve it from this Eevee, but the addition of this Eevee allows me to use Glass Trumpet on my first turn if I can pull it off, which is why it's super crucial to play 1 copy of it. And honestly, 200 damage, 200 HP, it's not the worst attacker. Like, if you're absolutely in trouble and you gotta pull something off, you can totally use this Pokemon as a backup attacker, especially if you're taking down support Pokemon like Lumineon, Rotom, Mew, Squawk. You know, you could, even if you got a Max Belt this thing, take down a Fezandipity or a Basic EX attacker, you could get after it with Eevee EX if you need him. Because we're playing so many Eevees, as well as the Noctowl engine, Fan Rotom, natural partner, we can Buddy-Buddy Poffin it, and then use Fan Call to search for all of the Eevees we need to get going. This Pokemon also does a pretty solid job of dealing with Mimikyu walls if we need, and if you're worried about Cornerstone Ogerpon, we can attack it with Jolteon and Flareon, so you can get around that wall kind of nicely. And I know I spent a lot of time talking and messing up about my evolutions, but what is a Prismatic Evolutions deck without Budew? We are now in the Budew format, and at least for the first few days, I plan on just sticking one of these little guys in every single deck I play, just because I am absolutely obsessed with its Itchy Pollen attack, where you only do 10 damage, but it is a free attack, and during your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any item card. So if we are in a jam and we don't get the perfect setup and we are going second, well, there's a good chance that this Budew is hitting the floor, and I'm going to get after it and start item locking my opponent. Now, for the Pokemon I am most excited coming into the set is going to be the single prize Regigigas with the Jewel Breaker attack. You do 100 damage for 4 energy, which sounds pretty bad, but if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Tera Pokemon, Tera Charizard, not Radiant. I don't know why I said Radiant. Dude, I'm a mess talking on this intro. I apologize. Tera Charizard EX, you know, everyone's favorite top tier deck, you swing for 230 more damage. So if you're up against Dragapult EX, Hydreigon EX, Charizard EX, any of the big Tera Pokemon, you're swinging for 330, effectively one-shotting every single Pokemon in the game that we know of, except for maybe like Palafin and Torterra EX, but those aren't Tera Pokemon anyway, so Jewel Breaker wouldn't work. And at least in the case of Palafin EX, it is weak to electric type attackers, so you can get around that. Anyways, I'm getting way too into random matchups. I'm just kind of a mess. I was trying to figure out what to play, and this deck allowed me to get all of the fun Pokemon I wanted in one go, so I was kind of excited to get it. But yeah, Regigigas as a single prize attacker, swinging for potentially 330 damage, taking 2 prize cards on essentially anything it wants. Absolutely nuts. If you're worried about the 4 energy attack cost, don't be. You can use Burning Charge to set up that Pokemon, as well as Glass Trumpet. Since we have a bunch of Tera Pokemon in play anyways, we can choose up to 2 of our bench normal type Pokemon, Regigigas, and then attach an energy to them. So we could use Burning Charge to get 2 energy, so we'll have 2 there, 1 from a manual attach, 1 from Glass Trumpet, boom, you're ready to rumble. Honestly, combo's not super hard to pull off. So now to get into the rest of the trainer cards to make sure this deck is as consistent as possible, I am playing 4 copies of Research. It is the standout consistency supporter, so I am playing 4 copies of them with 2 copies of Iono to make sure I'm disrupting my opponent's hand at good times. To make sure I'm gusting up Pokemon when I need to, I've got Boss's Orders to take KOs where I want them, and 1 copy of Briar. Since we're playing a bunch of Tera Pokemon, I figured I might as well show off Briar, see if I could get a fun play with it, and take an extra prize card, closing out the game that way. For items, this is where the bulk of our consistency is going to come from. We are playing 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin to make sure we're getting our pre-evolutions into play, as well as 3 copies of Tera Orb, which we can use to search out Eevee EX, Jolteon EX, and Flareon EX, plus 2 Ultra Balls in case we need to thin our hand maybe to get some energy in the discard pile, so we could use Magma Basin set up Pokemon that way, or if I just need to search for a Noctowl to get 2 supporters that are specific to what I need against, like, you know, what I'm playing. So if I need a Flareon EX, if I need a Boss's Orders, maybe I need Briar, maybe I need Regigigas on the bench. You know, I can use Ultra Ball to get the Noctowl to search out whatever I'm looking for. Now, I mentioned before, we are playing 3 copies of Magma Basin, so if I am using Jolteon as an attacker and getting rid of Fire Energy, well, I could keep those in play by using Magma Basin on the following turn and set up my Flareons. It also gives a good way to set up backup Flareons since we're not playing the highest count of energy in the deck. We're playing a 4-3-3 line, 4 energy being Fire, 3-3 to Water and Psychic, just to make sure that, yes, I can use Jolteon, but we are primarily a Flareon deck, but the 280 attack is the same on both, so now I have energy where I can make that a realistic thing I'm attacking with. Now, jumping back to the final 2 cards in the deck to help, we've got Earthen Vessel to make sure that we are getting the energy we want when we want it from our hand, so I can use Jewel Seeker for Earthen Vessel if that's needed, or 2 copies of Super Rod. This deck does discard a lot of energies. Pokemon are not super tanky. They can totally get KO'd. We might need to recycle. Most likely not Eevee since we play 5 in the deck, which is kind of crazy if you consider Eevee EX. But maybe we need to get back the Jolteon EX or even the Regigigas. You know, we could kind of recycle those back. But more importantly, we can get back the energy from our deck to make sure we're attacking every single turn. So I know that was a whole lot thrown at you. There is a lot of routes this deck can take. That's why I tried to break it down one piece at a time. I know it's still probably a little confusing, and it definitely did not help that I did not know how to talk about the Pokemon I wanted when I wanted during this intro, and I apologize. But I promise you, in these 3 matches, I will try to show off this deck as well as I can and show off the power of Prismatic Evolutions. But before I do, just as a reminder, if you guys haven't seen, I got that TCG Player affiliate code. So if you're going to TCG Player to get any cards, deck accessories, or anything for whatever card game you can think of, hop on TCG Player via my link in the description down below. If you do that, you are supporting the channel in a massive way if you order stuff within 48 hours. Thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that, and thank you for just supporting the channel and being here. I appreciate you. With that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Flareon EX and friends can do. Welcome to match number 1. I only played 1 copy of this Eevee. Definitely wasn't the one that was supposed to be in the active, but it's the one I've got. And I'm seeing a Brute Bonnet down, so I actually have no idea what my opponent is playing. I am excited to see them cook with it, though. We do have a couple Hoots. I've got a great hand going into next turn. I'm gonna be honest. I could even pull off a Budew attack, just kind of slow my opponent's roll. We'll see what they're playing. Hopefully it's not a Poison Donk deck, because if it is, we're cooked. I'm hoping it's something that just uses Binding Mochi on like a Hydreigon EX or something like that. They got the Umbreon sleeves. Maybe they're trying a new Umbreon EX deck. I'll take some notes. If it cooks, might have to run it. Earthen Vessel. Might not be Petron Dunk, and they get rid of Earthen Vessel to get 2 Dark Energy. It could. I have no idea what I'm up against, and that's okay. For now, I think the best play for us, we probably only need 1 Hoothoot. I'm probably going to Ultra Ball away the other. If nothing else, I'll probably get rid of the... I don't even want to get rid of an energy, I'm not going to lie. Probably the top deck, just so I can take out Budew. I can attach the Electric Energy to Eevee to retreat into Budew. I can play Magma Basin to get a Stadium down, and then I can play Research, and I should have a pretty good hand from there. My opponent got rid of a lot of ancient cards, did reveal they are playing Roaring Moon. However, they got rid of 2 counter catchers, which could be huge. So Flareon EX does only swing for 130, which is a little inconvenient, not totally one-shotting moons, but that's okay, it can work with that. We get the Tera Orb. I still think that's something we research away here. Or not research, we Ultra Ball away. I don't necessarily need Eevee EX here. I kind of want to just item lock my opponent, maybe. They only got 2 cards in hand. That doesn't feel awful. Does not feel awful. Because I can't evolve this Eevee on the first turn I play it. Or during my first turn period. So it's not like I can just kind of skip a bunch of evolutions. I think, yeah. We're going to get Budew down. I'm going to put my opponent under some item lock. Really start putting some pressure on their Brute Bonnet. I'm going to smack down Hoothoot, attach the energy here, play the Basin just to bump their Stadium, and then rip a Research. See if I can draw into a bit of a bigger hand than this. This feels pretty great. So now I can go Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I can take out Fan Rotom and an Eevee. Do I even need Fan Rotom? Honestly, not really. I might just go double Eevee. Because that's what I'm going to search for with Fan Rotom anyway. So it's like, why would I not just take these guys? Let's just smack them on the bench. I know I could then Fan Rotom out of the deck. I don't really think that's totally necessary here. I think the best play for us is just to retreat into Budew. I can use Tera Orb next turn to get a maybe Jolteon, maybe Flareon. Maybe we do Flareon. And then I can attack with Flareon. Get a Flareon EX in play. Start setting up for a Jolteon. I could also use Noctowl since I'm going to Tera Orb for Flareon and they just pass it to us. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have a big turn here. So we get Max Belt. Not super crucial yet, at least. So no. Don't play Noctowl now. That would be the misplay. I need to take Flareon. Actually, we pressed 2 Flareons. That could be problematic. For now, let's just evolve one of these guys, which will allow me to use Resonant Evolution. That's why I was taking a second to check which Eevee I was actually evolving, so I can get 2 of my Evolutions out of the deck. Now I can evolve Noctowl. Is there a way I could pull off this attack? I think there is. If I go Earthen Vessel for... Oh, no, I gotta evolve it here. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if I take Earthen Vessel Fire Energy, I think I could pull it off and get some extra energy set up. And I've got Earthen Vessel. How many fire? I don't know. I can't take fire energy straight up. I could go double Vessel. It doesn't feel too bad. Although I don't mind an Iono or a Research. Is my hand is a little too good to Research. I really don't want to get rid of Briar. That could really, really clutch up in the late game since I'm up against a single prize only deck. Maybe I just go Vessel. And yeah, you know what? We'll go double Vessel. That's probably the safest play for us. Just to make sure I'm pulling off an attack this turn, taking out a Brute Bonnet before my opponent can get even more set up. I'm going to Vessel away Eevee, take a Fire Energy and Electric Energy. I'm then going to use Earthen Vessel to get rid of the Fire Energy so I can use Magma Basin. I am going to take out a Water and another Fire Energy. Actually, you know what? I really don't need to take anything out, to be honest. Because I could just accelerate energy with Flareon. I'll take a Water Energy, though. Do I need to? I really don't. I'll take one. So now I can use Basin. Get some energy onto Flareon here. I can use my manual attachment to attach the Water Energy to Flareon. And then we retreat. Retreat into this guy. Use Burning Charge. Get some energy set up on Jolteon. So now Jolteon could be a clutch late game attacker. We have electric and water in hand, so I will attach the electric and fire energy to Jolteon EX, allowing me to attach the water energy from hand or the electric energy in hand to either Flareon or Jolteon, and then swing to AD if absolutely necessary. Man, I get research. Okay, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just really don't want to lose Briar. But if it means I can attack and keep playing the game, that is a necessary sacrifice. We'll see if my opponent has any item cards or to save them that they couldn't play last turn, or a Professor Sada to allow them to keep attacking. If they did, though, I feel like we would have saw it last turn, just to let them dig a little bit deeper. That Pheasantipity is going to be a huge boss target for our deck, I'm not going to lie. And they use Flip the Script to draw 3 there. They might be able to pull off a Sada here. There's only one, yeah, just one in the discard. So we'll see. My opponent could also... Actually, you know what? Jolteon, we only really need to discard 1 energy too. This is going to be an interesting match. We do have a bit of tank potential. I don't have the best single prizers to deal with this deck, but I do have Briar. The fact they play Fez is a 2-prize liability that could allow me to get farther ahead, especially after my Budew turn, just to buy me that extra time needed to set up. And I think that's why one of Budew is going to be so crucial in so many decks. It's really just such a clutch card to just buy you an extra turn to evolve against decks like this. Because I feel like otherwise an Evolution deck would have a really, really rough time into Roaring Moon. Or Ancient Bucks, I should say, unless I can just get that turn to evolve and take the first prize card, because that's going to be the most massive thing, especially because I don't think they're swinging for KO this turn, and I don't even know if they're attacking this turn. I feel like if they had Sada, we would have seen it by now. There's a Dark Energy. Okay, so they just had to manual attach, which is fine. I still don't think they're swinging KO. They're swinging 150, yeah, so we could take another turn, get a little bit more ahead, and we get Rod. Okay. Not bad. I could retreat into Jolteon and just swing for KO with that guy. That honestly doesn't feel like the worst play, because then I can use Magma Basin again. Sure, I get 2 more damage counters on Flareon, but at this point they're swinging for KO pretty much no matter what. I would love to have my free retreat pivot and start using Flashing Spear to KO their Roaring Moons. So I'm going to use Magma Basin, get the Fire Energy, which I can keep continuously looping with Flashing Spear, and I will attach maybe the electric energy to Flareon as well. And then I'll get rid of the fire energy with Flashing Spear. I don't need to play a supporter. I don't need research here. I think, what, if I do 90 plus 60, I think that's 140 on the dot, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So I should, oh, no. Wait. Am I tripping? I'm going to find out. I don't think I am. It's 150. That's why my math didn't math. I was like, but that doesn't make sense. It's 150. Makes sense. I can't do math after work. That checks out. And we get another Eevee. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not really, doesn't really help my situation any, but definitely doesn't hurt my situation any, so that's fine too. Next turn, if absolutely needed, I could swing for KO with Flareon EX if my opponent takes a KO here, and that is actually a huge possibility, knowing that they could swing for weakness onto our Jolteon EX. So I actually might want to move this guy out of the active this turn and think about using that bottom attack here. Unless I can top deck Box's orders, Carnelian might not be a bad route. My opponent can take the KO, but it does allow me to rod up a bunch of energy. There's the Sada. Yeah, okay. My opponent actually might be able to KO my Jolteon with Roaring Moon this turn, depending on how many cards they could get rid of from their hand. I believed they used Pheasantipity this turn already. They did. Okay. 10 cards. A Dark Energy or a Night Stretcher is needed to get an energy out of here, or just have one in their hand to attach to Roaring Moon, swing. They are going to need a few more cards in the discard pile. If they are not able to get that, we are going to jump pretty far ahead, I'm not going to lie. And I think that means I might just use my free retreat into Flareon, take the KO that way. And they have the Dark Energy to attach from hand. Yeah, okay. And the Vessel. Okay, so they could get a few more Ancient cards in the discard pile, potentially. I know they got, what, a Flutter Mane in their hand? Or did they get rid of that last turn, and that's why I'm stuck on it? Yeah, they did. Okay. They get rid of Palpad. That's crazy. That's actually nuts. I don't even know what to say about that. Dude, why would you not keep Palpad? That allows you to cycle your Sawdust back, which allows you to play the game. What? I'm missing something. What 8 cards are in your hand? Or 6. I don't know how many energy you actually grabbed that are that important. Oh, this one. No, it's 7 card. What? I'm lost. Whatever. It's fine. We're swinging with Carnelian. And we get Glass Trumpet too. It's actually kind of sweet. Yeah, we're cooking. We're so good. We got 3 energy in the discard pile. That's big. I'm going to use Magma Basin. Get the Fire Energy attached to Flareon. Going to attach the Water Energy so I can guarantee take the KO. I'm going to bench Eevee. And we have, what, 2 energy in the discard pile? Yes, we do. Okay, perfect. Actually, Electric Water. I kind of want to just use 1 Glass Trumpet to get some energy attached to this Eevee here. I'm going to attach the Electric Energy. I don't know, because then this would have to go into Noctowl. In case I research and get another Glass Trumpet, I'm going to want to pull off that Glass Trumpet play on the same Eevee. I really don't want to spread my energy that thin. So I kind of like how this feels here. I'm also going to attach Max Belt to this Eevee. Just kind of double down on setting that guy up. And then we'll bench there, the other Eevee there, just honestly for fodder to thin the hand. I'm still going to keep the Briar. We don't need to play the research yet. I'm not really too pressed to look for anything too crazy this turn. I'm just going to swing for 280. Take my KO. I want to stay as ahead as possible. Staying 3 prize cards ahead when my opponent is guaranteed taking 2 prizes next turn feels phenomenal. I think that's kind of the lead I need to stay comfortable against this deck. And we get Flareon EX out of the prize cards. That is the biggest thing we could have gotten. I'm not going to lie. So now I can evolve Flareon into Eevee here. I can Magma Basin to it. If nothing else, we're swinging 130. I could also play Research. If I have to get rid of Briar here to find another energy or Glass Trumpet, so be it. Actually, Glass Trumpet wouldn't help because I'm going to evolve into Flareon. Yeah, I really just need like a Vessel or another energy at that point off the Research, and that's fine. That's totally, we could dig that out. We do have Magma Basin in hand. If they do gap the Stadium Bump, we're good. And then, is there anything else I might need? I don't think so. Oh, Iron Bundle would be fine. I will gladly give you Noctowl here. Pull off the Iron Bundle play. I dare you. Let me keep Flareon another turn with Carnelian. Let me keep this guy up. They get the Dark Energy attached to the active Night Stretcher to take back a Roaring Moon, I'd imagine. Potentially a Sada here, although I feel like Boss would be a little bit better. Jolteon is definitely the more efficient attacker in this match. That is for sure. My opponent is down 2 counter catchers, so if they don't have Boss's orders in hand, they are going to be in a bit of a rough spot. So we'll see how they close out their turn. I don't know if there's too many more actions they have, except for maybe a supporter at this point. And there is Superior Energy Retrieval. Okay, I take it back. Apparently they got more items they could play. They could easily get rid of more ancient cards. They kind of need to if they want to one-shot a late-game Flareon, because we might be doing this game with 3 EXs, which is shocking. I was trying to think of ways I could use single prizes in this match. Taking out an Iron Bundle with Regigigas, not the worst option if I absolutely need to. I cannot take out Fezandipity with it. I could take out Fez, though, with a Flareon. Jolteon would still be the better pick for that, too. And they do bump the Magma Basin, so I am going to get more value out of the Basin that's been sitting in my hand. And they can with their Pokestop. Without PAL Pad, they actually are in danger of decking out. And there's the Sada. Okay, you know what? If my opponent plays the Pokestop here, there is a solid chance they might deck themselves out this game. And I'm not complaining about that at all. Not gonna complain. Not here. Not now. Ancient Booster Capsule attached to Koridon, putting it at 190 HP. I don't think changes the map too much. If we need to use Jolteon, I guess we have to get rid of 2 energy, but I kind of want to just take down another KO with Flareon, because I feel like we have a good chance at setting up the benched Eevee this turn. We get Glass Trumpet. That's actually so perfect it's not even funny. So I can use Glass Trumpet. I can get a Water Energy on this guy and Electric Energy here. I can bump their Stadium to use Magma Basin once I evolve into this Eevee. And then I can use Magma Basin to get a Fire Energy attached to Flareon EX. Might as well play the Rod. I've got it in hand. I could get a Hoothoot. I guess the energy back. Really? I might need a Flareon. I did prize the other. We'll take these 3. Not that one. Not that one either. This one. Okay. I like this. I like this. Can't really use Briar here. Not even going to try. Just going to research. Give myself a new hand. See what I could do with this type of setup. Not awful. I could Buddy-Buddy Poffin. Get down another Hoothoot. Just allows me to potentially get another Noctowl, search out what I need for the rest of the game, and that doesn't feel too bad. That is not what I'm looking for. And Noctowl is in the deck, so this actually feels pretty solid. Here, I think we go retreat into Flareon, swing for KO again. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, cool, 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 cool. I feel like I'm saying I like that a lot this video because I'm kind of lost on navigating this deck. This was not the matchup I expected to see, especially game 1. I have not played this game enough to figure out how to deal with a single prize deck, so I'm trying to do a lot of navigating very last minute and very under more pressure than normal. I didn't think about the mental ways to deal with the Ancient Box. I was thinking about decks more like Charizard, Hydreigon, other Flareon decks, maybe a Budew Dusknoir deck, which might be tomorrow's video, and I don't know, just 2 prize decks like that. Even a Raging Bolt deck was something I had more on my radar than Ancient Box at the moment. So figuring this matchup out and the niche ways to get around different plays was not on my bingo card. So forgive me if I've made an awkward play, maybe did something that probably wasn't the most popular decision, maybe it wasn't the best decision, maybe a misplay. I mean, that's kind of what I was in for when I decided to run this match of a all EX deck with 1 single prize attacker that really only does well against Tera decks, of which this one is not. However, we do actually have game in hand, I just realized. Wow, how did I not put that together? I got Boss's Orders and a Jolteon ready to rumble against a Pheasantipity. Yeah, it's actually kind of nuts. I didn't even think about that. I kind of forgot Fez was sitting there. Talking all this about worrying about single prizers and them swinging super well into, you know, our evolution deck. And here I am staring with game in hand. There's not a high chance my opponent plays Iono. Most Ancient Box lists, as far as I know, don't even play an Iono. So unless they play Unfair Stamp or a one of Iono for the late game for situations like this so they don't deck out, we might be in a decent spot. Again, they can use Iron Bundle. I got no problems with that. All that means is I can give a Noctowl. That is the most sackable Pokemon on my bench, and they get the Fluttermane out. They have an insane amount, excuse me, of ancient cards in the discard pile. They got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 14, 18. Yeah, they got 18 there. They swing 250. That is perfect math for the KO since we did take Magma Basin damage, but that is fine. We will close out the game, attach an energy to the benched Eevee. Actually, you know what? We could just Glass Trumpet too. It really doesn't matter. We have so many ways to set up our benched Pokemon. For now, I will Glass Trumpet, get a couple energy set up on 2 Pokemon, rip a Boss's Orders, take Pheasantipity EX, and we are going to swing for 240 damage, closing out the game in style, getting rid of 2 energy off Eevee, taking 2 prize cards against a single prize deck. Always feels kind of nice without Briar, sadly, but nothing wrong with this. Boom. Match number 1, a victory for the first Prismatic Evolutions deck on the channel. Let's hop into match number 2 and see if I could close out, guarantee the positive record with whatever this pile is. Honestly, I guess it's a Flareon deck, but it's got a whole lot in it, so let's see if I can get that second win. Welcome to match 2, and it is safe to say that this is going to be a ridiculous matchup, but we are playing Flareon EX, so I could swing for weakness, but the backroom's been achieved. I'm up against Flareon. I'm playing Flareon, Chris. Good job. I really can't talk this video. I'm up against Venusaur EX Deluxe Bomb, the craziest of the crazy decks. Don't mind if I take my 2 mulligans at all. Now, we've got a hand worth fighting for. They are playing the Vileplume line to set it up, and Morlow to evolve into Shiinotic, and if I'm not mistaken, that puts me to sleep. That actually is obnoxious. That is actually the most annoying thing my opponent could probably do on their turn. If they don't play anything else, there is a great chance I'm going to research. They do have a Nest Ball. Depending on how small their hand gets, I really, really don't want to play Iono. And they get the Teal Mesco Groupon. That's honestly fine. That is the easiest Gust target KO. If I need with Regigigas, I'm swinging for weakness KO with Flareon EX. This is just a Flareon EX match through and through, and that's fine. That's what we're ready for, and they pass for turns. Big. I could hold the hand here if I even wanted to. Buddy-Buddy Poffin, I think I kind of want to go Fan Rotom and Budew. Maybe even pull off a little Budew play. Keep the hand for next turn. The hand is solid. The hand is very, very solid. So we don't need Noctowl. So here we do have 1 Eevee in play. I think that just means I go boosted evolution, take these guys. Yeah, we got a Flareon for next turn, which I could Tera Orb for. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm in a solid spot here. We'll fill up our bench with kind of everything we need. Smack an electric energy onto this. No, I have to do it onto the active, so I could retreat. And then I have Glass Trumpet if I need as well for next turn. But what's important here... Oh, excuse me, my throat got really itchy out of nowhere. Wow, that hurt. I was having like peanuts in between the match, just eating something small, a little snack, and that totally just, I don't know what it was, just killed my throat right there. Anyways, swing for 10. They can't play any items. I have a great hand going into next turn. I don't have a Tera Pokemon in play yet, but that is a very easy fix. They manual evolve into Gloom. That's hopefully a Pokemon I can take the KO and attack. They don't Teal Dance, they manual attach. Alright, that's fine. I don't think I'm complaining yet, question mark. They get Jacques. So now they might be able to put us to sleep. Oh gosh. Tell me that's what Shiinotic's ability does. What do you do? What do you do? And why do I already hate you? What? Dude, let me read this. Once during your turn, if it's in the active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon asleep. Okay, that's not bad actually. We could deal with that pretty well. So I'm gonna Tera Orb here. Gonna take a Flareon EX out of the deck. I am going to evolve this Eevee, which can then proc Resonant Evolution, so that I can get another Flareon EX out of the deck, and hopefully just kind of fly through from here. I can Glass Trumpet to a different Eevee. However, I also can definitely pull off an attack this turn. I could Noctowl, go Double Vessel, which I feel like I'm doing a lot, but I kind of just need energy and discard so I can pull off Magma Basin. So I could take Ultra Ball Vessel, and then I can just get Jolteon and play now. That don't feel too bad. Although I don't really have two cards I could get rid of. I could get rid of Iono. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. So I'm going to Vessel. I'm going to get rid of Nest Ball. I'm going to take Fire Energy. And honestly, I might just take the Fire Energy. Manual attach the Water Energy to a Flareon. I can Ultra Ball, get rid of Iono, Glass Trumpet. Yeah, let's do this. Just take Fire. So now, or no, excuse me. I can Ultra Ball, get rid of Fire Energy, Iono. And then I can take a Jolteon. I can then evolve, get a Jolteon down. You never know when you just, need a free retreat, pivot, need to use the Dravite attack. We're going to play Magma Basin, use Magma Basin, smack an energy down onto Flareon. There should still be one energy left in the discard pile. Yes, not worth the Glass Trumpet though. We're just going to manual attach Research. See what I could do going into the next turn. This feels a little bit crazier actually. This is kind of a bad hand, but at least I can use Flareon to set up other Flareons. If nothing else, I can swing with the bottom attack because I have the electric energy in hand. I am going to set up a backup Flareon, so I'm going to take a Fire Energy and a Water Energy here too. Actually, no, I'm going to take Fire Electric and smack it on Flareon. So now I can attach the Water to my bench Flareon, use the bottom attack, or attach the Electric to my active, use the bottom attack on either Flareon. Both feel pretty good. Yes, I know they could promote Shiinotic, and they could put me to sleep. If that's all they're doing to buy time, it's probably only going to last a couple turns before I take a KO, and then I get a bit farther ahead against my opponent. Honestly, very legit 2 turns. Great opening turn, phenomenal second turn. If I could wake up here and just get farther ahead, my opponent is cooked. There's nothing they can do at that point. I think we're just going to kind of fly through our deck. They're really not going to do enough damage to do much at all. I can't retreat. It's not really an option here. Yeah, they could switch into Ogerpon this turn. If they start swinging with Ogerpon, we could be in a little danger, but nope, they're just going to pass, and we are going to stay asleep. Okay. Alrighty. They needed that. They did need that. Now what's the play? I think just smack the Water Energy on the bench, right? Can't attack, can't do much of anything, so we'll pass. I'm not in a rush, question mark. I wake up here, that's great and everything, but if I don't wake up after they use their ability, it's kind of pointless. So it's a rough time to wake up. It just makes me feel kind of bad that I was asleep and I did nothing. But I don't mind seeing my opponent's deck get going. I do love Venusaur. I think Venusaur is an epic starter. Might be my favorite. I don't know. I do love Blastoise too. I just know it's not Charizard. That's my favorite. That doesn't mean I don't want to see a Venusaur EX start cooking. I would kind of love to go toe-to-toe with it, and they're going to start teal dancing even more. They will soon be reaching KO range on our active Flareon, so then we'll have to watch out. But then they'll need a switch card or a retreat card to get Shiinotic out of the active, so we'll see. We'll see. If I could wake up and top deck boss, oh, that'd feel great. And they get Lady. Oh my god, this Ogerpon is going to be so much more than set up this turn. It's going to be, or in the next couple turns, it's going to be insane. But if they're attacking with Ogerpon, that just means I can start attacking with my Flareon on the bench even. But no, I'll wake up here, so we're good. We are live. One turn of sleep, they bought themselves a turn, and I am buying myself a prize card because I am swinging for 260 damage. I don't need to attach the electric energy to hand. That'll just help them a little bit more. Instead, I am gladly going to take these 2 energy to smack them down on Jolteon. So now I can manual attach the energy to Jolteon, and boom, Jolteon can start using its bottom attack as well. So we'll take 1 prize card. Flareon EX doesn't hurt to see. Would have been nice in the beginning of the game if that was maybe not in the prize cards and Jolteon was, but a Jolteon EX into a grass type deck never hurt. Now one, especially when I'm swinging for Okos on everything. I can even use the bottom attack plus max belt and take a KO on Venusaur if it has 330, which I believe it does. And they got what, 6, 7, 210. They're swinging KO. Yep, on the dot. On the dot if I was full HP, which I still wasn't even. But that's fine. Luckily, match number 2, we were able to clean up rather nicely and just go Burning Charge for KO. But just because I can, I'm going to swing 560 just because the bigger number is always a bit more fun. And that will wrap it up for match number 2. We are 2-0 for the day so far. What will match number 3 bring us? I have no idea. I feel like with every second I enter more and more of the back rooms. I mean, I'm in Pokeballs here, so I guess it's kind of expected, but it's a scary place to be in. So let's hop into match number 3. See if I can graduate from Pokeballs here. I don't think that's next game, but whatever, don't worry about it. And find a more meta matchup. Welcome to match number 3. My opponent is taking a mulligan. I don't know what they're playing, but it looks solid. I mean, it could be Charizard, could be Gardevoir, it could be so many different things. And I open up with, as awful a start as it is, I'm going second, and I got Budew in the active. It could 100% be worse. So we'll see. Maybe this top deck is what I need to carry me home and get me 3 wins, and it's, oh boy. Well, this was bound to happen at some point. It's Dragapult. Alright, well, this is gonna be scary. It's Budew versus Budew. I hope I get an Eevee down. This is kind of funny to me. I don't know why. Didn't really see the Budew versus Budew matchup going crazy, but at least I'm attacking first and doing 10 before they are. Stopping their items in play. They're going to Buddy-Buddy Poffin again. Get more Pokemon in play. Probably a Duskull and another GP if I had to take a guess. Probably pass to us from there, in which case I will bench Hoothoot. And you guessed it, Ichipollen. I will initiate the item lock race and see who can break out of it faster. And there is the exact play I was thinking about. They do have the Perplexed Duskull. It will not really matter, though. It could be a huge KO, and we are able to successfully get down an Eeveelution, which is pretty big. Or not an Eeveelution, just Eevees, which, I mean, that's what I asked for, so 100% not complaining. I'm just going to take that Ichipollen and move on. They got 4 cards in the hand. They'll top deck 5. They'll swing back with an Ichipollen, and it's just going to be a race for who gets set up better and faster. I can evolve both my Eevees next turn with 2 Tera Orbs, or I can just use 1 and use Resonant Evolution. I think I might do that, to be fair, just in case I need to save a Tera Orb. Even if it's not for another Eeveelution, I could just, what do you call it? Ultra Ball away. Like, it's just good Ultra Ball fodder. And they're going to get Lance. Oh my gosh. You can't play Rare Candy, though, which is good. But you can get 2 more Dragalogs. Yep, and a Dragapult. Alright. Well, my opponent definitely has the better draw engine. That's for sure. And I don't really have a great setup to even go Radiant Greninja next turn. I would have needed to attack with the Flareon last turn, start setting up Greninja to snipe their bench, take 2 cheeky prize cards, but that's not likely, at least not with this hand. This hand is atrocious. I might just get beat up a little bit this match, but at least my Budew gonna be putting in work. They might not have energy, they might not be able to find it, they might have prized a couple. Vessel's not gonna do them any favors, so, you know, there's hope. Even if it's not much, there's something, and that's fine by me. I can rock with that. And there's their own Itchy Pollen. Swinging for 10 damage, and now it is a race of the Budews, and that also means I can't use Tera Orb, so I'm so happy I was able to think about that play, but guess what? I don't need it. Anyways, hey Jolteon, let's get a Flareon in play. Crazy, crazy top deck. Alright, I don't really know who to attach this energy to. I could attach it to Jolteon, but the top attack is useless if I don't have benched energy, and I could attach it to Flareon, but it's not a fire energy, so I'm just gonna Itchy Pollen. Swing another 10 damage, allow my opponent to go triple Recon Directive, plus a Dragapult EX. We'll see if they pull off an attack. They could. They could go evolve into Dracloak, Crispin, attack, and take a couple just a prize card, actually. Should be bad. That'd be very, very bad. This hurts. This is the format we live in now, though. This is it. This is what the Budew format looks like. No matter what you play, Budew is inevitable. This is such a funny game. Do they have Crispin? That is the question. Luminion is a great Pokemon to Gust KO, to be fair. I can't do it with just a straight... what's the attack called? Flashing Spear. I can't do it with the straight splashing... Oh my god, Flashing Spear. I'm only doing 120 damage because of weakness. I do need at least one energy on a benched Pokemon to pull that off. And it seems like my opponent goes Arvin as their supporter of choice. That is going to get them items. It's not going to do much, though. It is Sparkling Crystal. Never mind. They don't need the item. They've got the tool. I'm sure they got the energy. They got the Dragapult. They've got a free retreat. No, they Itchy Pollen. Okay. Alright, they're short in energy still. And we get a third Tera Orb. Well, I'm so happy that that is the card I top decked. I can't wait to use that. Hopefully too late. Hopefully too late. Likely too late is what I meant to say. I cannot talk at all this video. But what's new? Let's take a prize card. Hope it's a supporter. That will do. I'll take it. I'll take it. Fine by me. I don't even care if it's not perfect right now. It's good enough. Now they can pull off the attack. There's no way they don't find an energy here. They're looking at 7 cards this turn. They're top decking 1. They're using Recon Directive to look at 2 cards with 3 Dracloaks. There is no shot you cannot pull off Dragapult EX, Sparkling Crystal, plus whatever it's called, the any energy, and make that work. How do we attack next turn? Well, we get Magma Basin in play. Research. Hope I get Ultra Ball or Vessel, plus a Fire Energy in hand, so I can pull off the Vessel as well. Well, if my opponent didn't have a energy before, they definitely do now. Oh boy, they got 15 cards in hand. I'm so happy that Iono was the supporter I got at the prizes. Ah! Another Budew? No. You wouldn't. You wouldn't dare. Oh my god, they would dare. They dared. I have no words. I'm so lost. I'm so lost on what's happening. It blows my mind. Well, I can, what do I do here? Play the Basin, smack the energy down, rip the Research. See if anything feels a bit better than this. Oh my gosh. If only I could have gotten... Ultra Ball wouldn't have done it, actually, now that I realized it. Or Vessel. They went Budew. I definitely did not see that one coming. And Eevee's got 50 HP, so that's just Dragapult food at this point. This is 100% a Regigigas match. Could bench another Hoothoot, though. I don't really want to bench Eevee, to be fair. I think I just accept my opponent can play items. They can do whatever they want, and I'm probably cooked because of it. Right? No. No, not totally. Not totally, actually. I could take a KO next turn with a Flareon with Max Belt, and I could pull it off with the Research if I get into a Noctowl. Because then I could Research away the basic Fire Energy. I can use Magma Basin to get that into play. Then I just need a Water Energy. I just have to hope they actually use Dragapult EX this turn, which apparently is asking for so much. Literally, for what? For what? Oh, gosh. Item lock versus item lock in the early game leads to an interesting match, that's for sure. I think more favored into them, though. just because my hand seemed to be infinitely worse. Probably because it's like a third of the size of theirs, which is crazy because I have 6 cards in hand. That is a full hand, and there is their Arven for Vessel, so they could get the energy, they could use the Sparkling Crystal and the Manual Evolution, they can do a whole bunch of damage onto Jolteon, which is miserable because then they can take 2 prize cards later off of it when they use another Phantom Dive. This ain't good. Alright. Regigigas is going to be my best friend this match, for sure. Man. Ultra Ball Team Evo. You don't you dare Team Evo this turn. You're gonna get rid of that, right? You better. You better. You are. If you do that, I'd be okay. And they get rid of Artisan. They're gonna leave my stadium in play. Interesting. Okay. They go Dusclops. No. You know what? Actually, them giving me a prize card with Dusclops, they're not gonna attack yet. I'm gonna get rid of both boss, aren't I? Yes, I am. Gosh. Why did that work out? Well, let's Magma Basin to Flareon. I will get a water energy. No, I actually don't need to this turn, to be fair. I can't Vessel. I can't Vessel or Ultra Ball. We're just gonna retreat. I could, however, set up Greninja. Oh. You know what? Figure it out. Deal with this. I will tell my opponent to deal with this. I will swing 260. I will get 2 energy to set up on Greninja. Yes. Is Regigigas in the deck? Thank gosh, I'm gonna need it. Alright. If we did get rid of Briar and both bosses that away, yes, if somehow we got rid of all of the most useful late game supporters. Getting another Magma Basin is pretty big though, because that's the last one in the deck. I didn't even realize it was prized. Okay. Okay. My opponent is attacking this turn. As far as I know, they're not taking a KO on my active. They're going to counter catcher, take Greninja, so I can't snipe Bolt or Dracloaks. Smart. That's smart. They don't know I'm playing Max Belt yet, though, so I can swing for KO on their active. I can Ultra Ball, get Gigas, and I can start setting up Gigas. And that will be how I take down the final Dragapult EX, which means that will be how I take down... Dusknoir is going to make things complicated, too. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm probably going to need a Rod, too. I don't know if I have... I got 2 Fire Energy in the deck, which I could use Burning Charge to set up. No, because I have to go whatever the bottom attack is. How many Glass Trumpets am I down? 2. Eek. Okay. Okay. That's fine. They could move a damage to a Hoothoot with Radiant Alakazam. And then they could take a KO on Hoothoot. That'll allow them to take 2 prize cards this turn. That would be pretty big, actually. They could go Dusknoir as well, take 3 prize cards. Then they'd have 2 left. Oh, my lord, they go Counter Catcher to take out a Hoothoot. Are you going to take 2 KOs on my Hoothoots? And then a KO with Dusknoir into Radiant Greninja? You are. They're probably going to move a damage counter with Radiant Alakazam to bench Hoothoot. They're going to take 2 KOs on Hoothoot. So actually, might work out for the better because that means my EXs are just going to be a little bit tankier going into the late game. And I feel a whole lot better about that. Getting energy out of the prize card there always feels great. However, it's going to seal the discard pile because I have to research this turn. I've yet to get an Iono and deal with their massive hand. And they Iono us. Now it's a problem. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. I could Burning Charge, but that don't help. Could Artisan, get down Regigigas, use 2 counter catchers. And they're gonna take 2 KO. Gosh, they still flipped the script. How was my opponent the one that got the Iono before I did? I played 2 research. Well, that's why I was using research today for Iono. So even if I got Iono, chances are I wasn't going to be able to use it. So I guess that makes sense. I'm just not happy about it. It's this Budew matchup. I lost the Budew War. I 110,000% lost the Budew War. And $10 I top deck a Noctowl here. It's just, it's the luck. It's the luck that I know I've got. It's the vibes, you know? That's how I be. That's how I be playing this game. There's the double KO on Hoothoot, which means Noctowl is not going to be a likely thing this game that I could go for. So I'll promote Flareon EX. I can use Artisan, get out Regigigas, which is better than nothing. I could use Nest Ball 2 also for Regigigas. And I cannot pull off the attack with it this turn, but I can set up enough energy onto it this turn to take a KO next turn. Right? Water energy there, fire energy here. Burning charge, swing 130, get some decent chip damage done. More importantly, I could get an electric energy and a fire energy onto Gigas. Although Jolteon doesn't feel too bad either. Nah, let's do Gigas. 2 prize cards left for my opponent. 3 for me. I'm definitely not the one in the great position. Assuming next turn I retreat into Gigas, swing, take 2 prize cards, and then what? Right? It's like, I'm cooked from there. What is that, Dreepy? That's a cool one. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little quiet because I'm just so lost. I'm trying to figure out a way to navigate this, and I don't know how. This Dreepy is crazy. I've, like, never processed this Dreepy before. That's not the optimal one. This one is with 70 HP. That one is 60 HP. What? Huh? His attack is worse. Yeah, I got nothing. Interesting choice by my opponent. There's another recon directive. It's those recon directives against the Budews, man. I couldn't keep up with it. I was not able to draw into what I need. But that's okay. Sometimes it's just how it be. Sometimes you're looking for cards and you're not going to get them. They're just hidden in the deck away from you. No matter how you shuffle, what you need is probably the bottom card staring at the playmat. So they can Phantom Dive here. Swing 200. Does not KO. They can put 6 damage on... I would assume Jolteon. There's no way they put on Regigigas. They're swinging for KO anyways. They really don't need to start loading up damage onto that guy. They are. Okay, I guess that's fine. I'm still going to retreat and swing this turn. And then figure something out after. I definitely got no idea what, though. An electric energy doesn't feel too bad. I guess I'll smack that on Jolteon. Oh, but then if my opponent just goes Phantom Dive, they could KO Flareon. Yeah. I had that one coming this match. At least I pulled off a cool Regigigas attack. Right? Please like my Regigigas attack. It's likely going to be the last attack from my end this video, because I'm assuming my opponent can just go Dragapult EX, Psychic Energy. They got Pheasantipity if they couldn't do it. They got Pheasantipity, top deck is 4 cards, and they could look at another 4 off Dracloaks, but I'm assuming, no, they don't have Dragapult. Okay. Or they at least don't show it. They might have it. They might just be doing everything they possibly could to look for Dragapult. Maybe it's the bottom card of their deck. Maybe they're not able to find the Dragapult. No matter how much they search, it will avoid them. That would be funny. That would be very nice. It would make me feel very loved and appreciated if I could get that lucky. But I don't think that's possible, knowing they played 3, if not 4 Dragapults, and only, I think, one of them is sitting in discard. Yeah. You're going to move some damage around. For what? Like, just do your thing. Take your KO. I never like when opponents do this. They're going to move damage off Regigigas. I just don't know. Like, I don't technically know they have game, so I don't just want to, like, concede here and give it to them. I'll do that when I see the Dragapult. Yeah, there's no you don't get the satisfaction of taking that KO. That Alakazam should not have been played. You should have just evolved an attack. I would have gave it to you. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a rough one. I apologize. I couldn't do a bit better in that third match. But, hey, 2-1, Flareon EX, all the fun Prismatic Evolution cards. Not bad at all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely enjoyed making this one. I cannot wait to get more into this format. I feel like it's going to be a ton of fun. And yeah, if you haven't seen, I got the Rogue Regionals on February 8th. Going to be a big Rogue tournament between my friends and I, where we're all playing some insane Rogue decks, and we will see who the top dog is. If you guys would like to watch that stream, it will be on Twitch and YouTube. I will be doing a bunch of giveaways, a bunch of like polls, see which deck you think will win. I'll be giving away stuff to the winner, if they are able to winners, because it'll be plural if you can guess which deck will win the tournament and which decks will win matches and stuff like that. I don't know. It'll be a ton of fun. Definitely pop out to and join the Discord if you're looking to chat more. With that being said, stay epic. Peace.